It's awesome. Good. Welcome to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. Draft day for the NBA. Cavaliers first pick and the 19th. We're gonna. Yeah, well,
who?
We'll get to some reactions here in a minute because
UNLV?
They're very similar to that.
Red Bulls.
So I'm Mike Glass, is the GDB crew of most of it. We're missing Ramon Torres. He'll be back next week, I'm sure. This is Dale Shantz-Tercy to my left, Brett Finnegan to my right, and we all watched the draft tonight and watched the number one pick overall of the 2013 draft go to the Cleveland Cavaliers with the pick.
Anthony Bennett.
And I'm sure we all had in unison in Cleveland. We said, "What?" Because nobody was expecting that. I didn't see that anywhere. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We're definitely gonna hit that. Also, we've got. I'm just gonna call him Russian Boy for right now because I haven't mastered his name yet.
Sergey Karasev.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good, actually.
It's pretty good
On the spot too. So we're gonna hit that as well and check out both these picks, see what we did with them, and see why we did that. We can't just stick with Cavs, though. This is definitely an Indians town, summertime, and the Indians, I think, 10 out of the last 12?
They're hot, Mike.
They're hot.
They're smoking hot.
Smoking hot. We've got a pitching rotation now. That's
yep, what's that?
I know. And Swisher's back. He's doing well. It seems like as he goes, the team sort of follows, so I like to see that. Also, it is still a Brown city as well, and there's going to be a little bit of Browns news. We're talking about Josh Gordon and some potential drug issues.
Getting high, smoking the reefer, Mike.
Yeah, and something else recently. That's right.
Running with the wrong crowd.
The wrong crowd. Speaking of wrong crowd, we have the 2-minute drill where I think we're going to hit a few things that maybe you won't like as much. We've got a little bit of the NBA Finals to throw into the 2-minute drill, and maybe a few other things that we'll find a little bit, I don't know, a little bit controversial. So stick around for that. Right now, though, we got to start off with the 2013 NBA Draft and the number one pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game Day Battle is brought to you by Bamboozle's Restaurant and Lounge in Parma. They have the best drink specials anywhere. Seriously, buy one, get one free drinks. How often do you hear of it? You don't. They do it twice a week. Billy's mom makes the pasta sauce all the time, and the burgers, you simply won't find a better one. Check them out, bamboozles.com. Again, bamboozles.com. When you go there, tell them GDB sent you.
Okay, we now have a new Cavalier. Anthony Bennett is the number one pick of the draft, and he's not a center.
Nope.
Though you could probably throw him at center if you had to, but he wouldn't be very good there.
Probably couldn't throw him, but that's all right.
You probably couldn't throw him. He's a wide guy. He really couldn't play guard position. A little too slow for that.
Nope. Where is he, Mike? Tell us where he's at.
I think we'll probably put him at a 3, with just like a small forward, and maybe that's a nice spot for him. One big problem with this pick. We've just picked a defensive coach. We've been told all offseason and at the end of last season that from this point forward, it's going to be all about defense. And what do we do? We pick a guy with defensive problems. Dale, I know you actually brought up...
That's DST, Mike. Thank you.
DST right here, yes. DST for those playing along at home, yes.
Yes.
Not Dale Shantz-Tercy. Anyway... You brought up some video earlier.
I did.
Of Anthony Bennett, and we all had to watch it because early on, I looked at Bennett when I was thinking of him for maybe like a 19th pick, but I kind of looked past him even for that because of the defensive issues, at least from what I had read. I didn't get to see the guy play. We'll watch the video, and then I know you got a little bit more detail on it. You can tell us a little bit about this kid.
Yeah, well, we had to watch the video because, to be honest, we didn't really know who the hell he was. We've read mock drafts. I've seen him go as high as 8. Power forward. He's got a real good build. He's undersized for the power forward position. He comes in at 6'7". Most power forwards are in the range of 6'8", 6'9". So he's slightly undersized, but he's got a real big build to him. And we saw a lot of pros and a lot of cons as well. He's a real raw talent right now. He's only 19 years old. They went and they got a guy that they feel that they can mold and see what Mike Brown, a defensive-minded coach, can do to this guy, because he definitely needs a lot of work on the defensive end of the ball. But he was powerful in the lane. He drives it to the hole. He's aggressive. He lacks some post moves, and he's going to have to work on that. When it's backs to the basket, he's not as good, but attacking the basket is what he's good at. And you think a guy like that wouldn't have a jump shot, but he's deadly. He's got great range. He's almost I would compare him to Rasheed Wallace, that guy who can work and get you boards, but he can also chuck up that three if you leave him open on the perimeter.
That's a pretty good comparison. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. If he could even come close to Rasheed Wallace, I think everybody would be satisfied. But it's going to be a long time before we tell on this one. Like I said, the kid's 19 years old, so he's a prospect, and I'd like to see what Mike Brown can do with him. He averaged 18.9 points a game and shy under 9 rebounds at the great University of UNLV and the Running Rebels, who are happy to have a basketball program back after their 90s shame that I still remember. So.
Well, and you and nobody else.
Hey, it's all right. He's Canadian, by the way. Another Canadian. Tristan Thompson.
Canadian there.
Well,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, and that's becoming a kind of a trend now. We're like shifting from the old Eastern Bloc to Canadian players now, and maybe that's the future.
Maybe they're trying to market the Cavaliers on the other side of Lake Erie and try to pull some of that Canadian fans from the southern parts of Canada.
This was a marketing pick?
Yeah. Who knows? Why not?
Dan Gilbert's pretty smart like that.
Dan Gilbert is pretty smart.
I wouldn't doubt it. So
just migrate over the lake to Cleveland.
Build the new stadium in the middle of Lake Erie.
Oh.
Put it on Put-in Bay.
That's actually pretty cool, dude.
That's pretty awesome. You'd have to take a boat to get to it.
No, big long-ass bridge, dude. Long-ass bridge that'll ice over. Oh, that's good stuff.
That's awesome. That's Cleveland.
That is Cleveland.
It'll be under construction all year.
Well, this is the city that built a beautiful stadium right on the water for games that play in the middle of December and freeze.
That's what's so
and they're
great.
awful. Oh, dude, it's awful.
We made
awful.
weather a factor, and that's awesome.
That's great football weather.
That's great football. Give it up.
Who likes
domes?
Yeah,
Fuck domes.
All right,
Fuck
whatever. Dome's coming. Whole different story.
Does it matter?
Yeah, sorry.
Whole different story. Well, Brett.
Then your 2-minute drill.
Let me just read to you a post on the Facebook page for the Game Day Battle Facebook forum, and definitely if you haven't checked it out, there's a lot of good stuff on there, a lot of fun
Check it
stuff.
out.
Dale's got some video up there of Bennett that I'm sure you've probably seen some at this point, but he found a good one. This is what was written by Matt Kaspick on the page about Anthony Bennett.
Hey, man.
And I think this kind of sums up maybe the thinking in the office of the Q. I guess we get an offensive guy that we can teach defense to, as opposed to a defense guy that Mike Brown can't teach offense to.
Well said.
So, I think that was well said, Matt. Would you agree with that? And does that make you feel a little better about the pick?
Doesn't make me feel better about the pick, I can tell you that much. I think Mike Brown is, I know he's more of a defensive coach, but I think he offensively is good. I mean, we I know, granted, with the players that we had, he coached here. I mean, we did go to, championships, to the finals. I mean, you can't do that by, not having offense. Is he a great offensive mind? No. But is he a great defensive mind? Yes, and that's what we lacked last year. How many games did we lose in the fourth quarter with only 2 minutes?
Away with it.
With 2 minutes left. I mean, there's way too many, and we focused way too much on offense last year and the year before, and now I think it's time to go back to that defense where it made us so good and got us to that championship those so many years in a row. I'm not a big fan of the pick, only because we're working on defense. He's not a defensive guy. I do like his range offensively. He's got a great range, 3-pointers. He reminds me of a little bit of a Z with him with the corner shots from the foul line, stuff like that. But other than that, I just don't think. Not a big fan of this #1 pick. Although we were like this, past years too, where we're like, who?
Yeah,
and they turned out to do pretty well. So
it's a lackluster draft. There's not a lot of talent out there. So I mean, they buckled down. They couldn't trade it, and they went with the guy that they thought.
In our mock, I said that they were going to trade #1 pick, which I think a lot of people out there thought they were going to do that. But Chris Grant that front office knows an awful lot more than we do.
They sure do.
They do their homework, and they did the homework on Tristan Thompson, who had a breakout year last year. And
who I wasn't too crazy about that pick.
And he's Canadian too. So.
Yep.
But I think maybe again they know something that we don't know.
Well, and they've obviously, as you said, done their homework, and they know the kind of team they want to put together. And my guess is, and the way I think this usually works, is the scouts get to go see these guys play in multiple games. They probably watch a lot of video nowadays, so they don't have to travel as much, but still, they watch these guys play, and they put things together based on players they've seen in the past and how these guys play, maybe a little bit more information on top of that. I think the difference is these teams sit down with a guy, they bring him in, or they go to where they work out, they put him in game situations, maybe they throw stuff at him, they get to know him in more of a one-on-one way, and you can tell a little bit more the intelligence level of a guy, and I bet you that matters a lot to a lot of GMs, to a lot of coaches, because you can teach smart, you can't teach dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so if you get a guy that is, and we were talking earlier, I used Kemba Walker as a good example. He's a really good athlete, a great basketball talent, but I saw so many interviews with him throughout the end of that season of the tournament where I think it was Connecticut won. And every time I heard him, I just thought the guy was dumber and dumber and dumber. And I thought the Cavs could have drafted him that year if they wanted to. They didn't. I don't remember where he went to now, but you can find all of his horrible shots and all of his dumb play decisions and stuff like that. He's a dumb guy, and he's not going to get better. He's got his athletic ability, and if that doesn't work, that's all he's got. So they look at guys like maybe Tristan Thompson and Kyrie Irving. They think this is a guy that can get better, that has the mental ability to take it to the next level, and then they can teach them, they can mold them, they can get them with the trainers, and Bennett probably has to lose a little bit of weight, and they'll probably do that, and they're going to get him, alter him a little bit, but he's going to be basically maybe a really good three, and when you can see a bigger guy jump back to the three-point line and knock him down. Hey, I'm sold. I'm sold with that.
Yeah, he's listed as a power forward. I'd like to see them use him instead of being an undersized power forward. Let's be an oversized small forward.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
leave him out on the range to sit back and pop up those jump shots because he's got a great shot. And he can drive the basketball, and that's what small forwards do. They don't have to worry about playing the post game. They don't have to worry about post defense, and it's just it's one of the more easier positions to adjust to.
Right, but are you worried maybe because he's sort of a wider guy, which is nice, when he's sort of going to the basket or needs to be a little more physical. But on defense, though, at three, he's going to have a lot of quicker guys trying to go around him. Does that concern you at all? I mean, he didn't have that quick speed that maybe a real small forward might have.
I mean, yeah, I wish he was the perfect player and had no weaknesses, but unfortunately he's not. That player didn't exist in this draft, so it's all going to be about our system. If you want to ask me to grade the pick, I'll probably give it maybe a low B, a B minus, B, just because I'm upset that it's not a player that's going to help us right now. This guy's going to need at least 2 or 3 years before he becomes even semi-relevant. I'm not looking for a 19-year-old to come in and be starting at small forward for the Cavaliers, in 4 months. So he needs work. And I wanted that player that was going to come in and help us, right off the rip.
Well, I agree. I think we all wanted some size with this. They didn't go as big as we were hoping they would go. Now let's move on to the 19th pick. And that's where we talked as it was about to come up that possibly they could actually get that size, go for a big center, because there's still a lot on the board.
Did they?
They did not. They did not go that route. But and let me
He's tall. He's 7-footer.
He's a 6'7" footer.
It's a little different.
He's a tall guard, which is
3 inches.
It's 3 inches.
It's 3 inches. He's a tall guard. So, first when I saw him get picked, never even heard of the guy in my entire life prior to this. So, of course, we said the same thing. Everybody in Cleveland said, what? At the same time.
It's 2 and run around.
But I actually said it in German, which is, what?
Even though he's Russian?
Russian. I said it in Russian, which is what?
Well done, Dale.
Thank you.
They're all not.
So, but he's 6'7", 197. For a guard, that's pretty good. I don't know why we need another guard, but I think they're going to take this guy and make him the shooter that they could have gotten with Macklemore. And maybe they think, he's accomplished. He's done a lot of stuff at a national level for the Russians, and he's been on the big stage.
Yeah, against Russian basketball players.
Hey.
Bust! Bust. This guy's the next
That's a
Omri
national
pass.
team. That's
Baby.
against nationalities.
Whatever, man.
That's against Brazil, against U.S.
The basketball competition in Russia.
Not to mention,
is
his dad
not
was
very
huge.
good.
But he
His dad
dominated
was a
that.
huge basketball player. It's in his blood. I mean, this is a great pick. I absolutely love this pick.
Do you really?
I'm sensing
I don't.
some sarcasm.
some sarcasm
Hooked me
from
in.
our
Hooked
friend
me in. I was
Brett.
like, wait,
He
what?
got you. He got you.
Well, okay. So to grade this pick,
Sergey. Sorry, it's his name. That's what it says. That's what it says.
nobody's buying it, Dale.
Nope.
Brett, you
Yeah.
giving this a favorable grade?
I'm going to say a C.
I'm giving it a grade to be named later because I want to see what this guy can do at least the first half of the season. If they can work him in and he becomes at least a workable part in his first year, he could be something great.
A workable part in his first year? Well, I'm sorry, Mike, because you'll have to wait a year to see that because he's going back to Russia.
He's not.
He is going back to Russia.
I'll bet you he plays.
Mike, it's already done. This has already been done. Players have done this where they draft him and then they stay overseas.
He's going
for a
back to
year
Russia tonight. He's got a
progress.
game tomorrow
He
night.
already bought his ticket, Mike. All his bags were packed. He's ready to go. He's leaving on a jet plane. He's going back to Russia.
It's going to go like that.
All right. All right. I'll make a bet with you that he plays this season here at some point this next season.
I'll bet you. I will bet you.
Yeah,
$10.
good.
$10.
All right.
Oh, go higher.
Yeah. Can we make this a cool stipulation for the show or something?
Do 1,000.
Ooh, 1,000.
Right,
No, I can't roll like that.
Of course, if he comes back and plays one
You
game.
could trade me your first pick in our fantasy football league.
No, not a chance.
Oh,
not a
actually,
chance.
we wouldn't know because that comes first.
Yeah, I wouldn't be given to you just for the hell
It's all
of it.
good.
Well, he might. No, actually, he wouldn't have played that. Okay. Anyway, I think both players they got will play this year, and both players will contribute in some small way.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's not going to play.
Okay,
He's not going to play. 100%. He's not going to play this year.
They even said that was the plan.
They even said Nerlens Noel was going to go number one.
They don't know nothing.
They don't know nothing.
They don't know
They
nothing.
sure as fuck don't.
Forget
Neither
that
do
then.
we.
All right,
Going to bed right now.
The segment we've all been dreading.
we've got to do it. We have to.
The NBA Finals wrap up.
Yes, and there was a winner in the finals that maybe we didn't enjoy, and a cocky ass son of a bitch who had a video on what's the site?
I don't even know, but it was bullshit.com.
Some like 60-second video or whatever. Where he
6 seconds,
basically
yeah.
6 seconds.
Yeah, is that whatever?
Can we run it? No, I don't. You know what,
No,
Cleveland? I'm not
no.
even going to do that to
No,
you.
I'm not
because
gonna do it to you.
It was a video just made to the haters.
Yep.
Two
It's,
championships, that shit stinks. No, LeBron, your fourth quarter play stinks. Be happy Ray Allen was on your team to save you. You guys would have went home in 6.
Yep. And that's what I want to talk about. Allen's 3 kept that series alive. And he's there only because he took less pay to go to his team that was already stacked because he thought it was guaranteed a ring. And
He was right.
he was right. And he was right. I don't really blame him for doing that.
Guaranteed.
I think the problem initially was 3 superstars got together and went to a city to make their team, which never happened before.
You know that old chestnut.
Yeah, that'll test that. So there's 4 superstars on the floor. No other team has 4 superstars. San Antonio has 1. Maybe you give him 2 if you put like Ginobili and Parker together as
No,
one
Tony
superstar.
Parker's a superstar.
He can
played
be, but-
like one. Tim Duncan was too.
Well, but Tim Duncan's a superstar, without a doubt. He's one of the greatest players I think that's ever played. And Tony Parker's really good. I don't want to take anything away from him, but he wasn't even on the floor for the last part of the 2 final games, which I don't get. But
That wasn't that. Okay.
he was.
Go
But that's
ahead.
another story.
Yeah, I got you.
That's another
Yep,
story.
yep.
Anyway, so it's fine if you give them 2 superstars against 4. It's still stacked and against everybody in the league. So he went there for that reason. Now, this type of a move, of course, isn't illegal, but there are steps they could take to prevent a player of that caliber from just taking less money to go get an easy ring. It does destroy the parity in the league. Absolutely, it's not even a question. It does. But does it destroy the parity in this league more than, say, if it happens because it happens on occasion in the NFL and maybe in Major League Baseball to a lesser extent, but mostly in football it happened too. But it doesn't really affect things that much. In basketball, it seems to absolutely alter and completely change the entire foundation of a team and the entire ability of a team. Because of that in basketball, the question is, is it at the level of destroying the parity so much that something should be done, like preventing a player making X salary from making any less than that, unless there's just no other offer or something like that, and that's a very reasonable thing to do.
It's pretty out there. I mean, I get what you're getting at. I see like you're trying to like come up with a way to stop super teams, but I mean that's their choice. If they want to give up money to make their team better, I think that they should be rewarded for that, because if they're willing to do so and be more of a team player, then you're helping the team and the team, team, and you fucking win.
Okay, so the Tribe have done a few good things over the last few weeks, and nice.
Rally cap.
Yeah, they rally cap with Cavs cap.
Whatever.
Yeah, long cap, buddy. Anyway, so they were able to kind of bring things together. I think they won 10 out of 12. They've gotten themselves back on track. Swisher's back. He's hitting.
Cabrera's back.
Yes, and we have a starting rotation now, which we really haven't had all year. An active and productive starting rotation.
Perez is going to be back.
Let's just hold on.
He's probably still smoking the Tide stick.
Yeah.
Hey, if it happens, it happens.
It is it's a nice day to go down to the ballpark and actually we get to go down and see a win.
Yeah, we sure did. We went and saw Justin Masterson beat the Kansas City Royals with some late inning magic.
Yeah, that was good.
We sat first row.
Lonnie Chisenhall lighted up on the field.
We saw the death of Lonnie Chisenhall. I'm not lying. I think I made him cry. When you got Justin Masterson on the hill, you fucking put your body out on the line and you dive for balls. You don't let your fucking all-star pitcher take 9 hits against him, 3 going against you, then go up and bat and dribble out to first like a grandma with the bases loaded. Lonnie Chisenhall, you're a fucking joke, bro, and you need to get your ass out of Cleveland. I don't care how much of a project you are. You're a fucking disgrace. And God bless Asdrubal Cabrera coming back and letting Mike Aviles move back over to fucking third base. Now we'll actually have some fucking defense to back up our pitching staff, which has actually been playing pretty well lately.
It has. So
kind of cool, actually.
Well, one of the big changes I mentioned, Swisher's. He's hitting. He's kind of the, if not so much the locker room leader of this team. I think that on the field, as Swisher goes, a lot of times the team goes. If he's on, people seem to just roll into it. Maybe it's because he's mentally more there. I don't know. But listen to what he said, and this is about a week or so back.
What did he say, Mike?
What? Tell us.
When he was asked about the difference between playing in New York and Cleveland, he said that in New York, there is an expectation to win every day. Do you, as a Cleveland fan, feel like this is a slap in your face? And then the other question is he right? Do we not expect wins the way that, say, a New York fan would?
Well, I mean, Brad, you want this one?
Sure. I don't think it's a slap in the face of Cleveland fans. I think, you're going between two different markets, two different teams in this league where, New York is praised, and they always have been since the Babe Ruth era, that they're big winners. That's what New York's all about. The whole city of New York is like that. I mean, you're a great city, and, it's just... Everybody in that mind frame, going from whatever sport you're in, you're going from the Knicks to now Brooklyn to the Giants to the Yankees. Every team in that state, in that city, has this philosophy that they're the biggest ones, they're the winners of everything. Okay, is the alarm good?
We're good. We're good. Go drill.
Okay, we got a good
drill.
Here we go. Let me turn it all the way up to ringer, okay? There we go.
Go drill.
Here we go.
Okay, it's time for the
go drill.
2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes, which I'll never get this out because of these two assholes sitting next to me. 2 minute drill. It's one of our favorite segments. We get to just throw out questions and answers. We have 2 minutes to do it in, and if we don't make it, we fail. If we make it, which we've been successful every time so far, I think, then we win a prize.
Then we go to overtime.
Overtime. That's actually happened a few times.
If we get it, we're going to Hawaii.
All right. Then incentive.
We're good.
Brett's dime, too.
No, I think Ramon said that.
Right.
Oh, hey.
What's happening? What's happening? I have no idea.
Sorry, I had to put it on ringer, so that's what you get.
All right, so let's just we're gonna go down this. Are we ready to start the 2 minute timer? Are you ready? We're gonna bring it.
We're ready to go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ready, set, Go.
Aaron Hernandez has been charged with murder. Also, he's being investigated for a double murder last summer. 25 plus NFL arrests over the last few months, some of them violent arrests or violent crimes. Does this hurt the NFL, and if so, how much?
I think it does hurt the NFL. It's a very negative light. These guys are making a lot of money to do what they do, and they got to start living smarter. It's a great example for the rookies. And I just think God wants Tim Tebow to play tight end in New England.
Boom.
If I were Dustin Keller, I would lock myself in a padded room.
Yep.
I say yes. If anything, the murders really hurt the NFL than anything other kind of illegal things that are going on. But
You said
it
it.
definitely does.
You said it perfectly. It's the murder. Having an actual murder and possibly 3 murders by one guy, that's hideous, and that's going to hurt
Pick
them
it up.
dramatically.
We're going way too slow.
We are going way too slow. Okay, what or who made the biggest difference in the NBA Finals?
I'm going to give it to Ray Allen. That 3 saved Game 6. That was
Ray Allen,
deal
had to give it
breaker.
to him.
Ray
Fuck
Allen
you,
is
Ron.
unanimous. It's all about that. That was it. That was the shot. That was beautiful. It was great presence of mind. Blah, blah, blah. The Heat will have to pay Chris Bosh $15 million next year. Are they going to be able to keep the superstar 4 together? Brett?
No, absolutely not.
0 points in Game 7. I don't see Chris Bosh coming back with that team.
I think he's back because LeBron's going to want him there. They're going to make it happen one way or another. After 3 drug violations in college, Josh Gordon now was his first strike after only 1 year in the NFL, and he has a 2-game suspension. Is this major cause for concern?
I would be concerned. Not only did they dock him 2 games, they docked him 4 game checks. So he's already going into his mind. He's only getting a 75% of his contract. I want Josh Gordon to be so good. Stop smoking pot. Please don't be a Terrell Owens.
And for him to say stop smoking pot, big thing.
Huge.
Yes, it hurts. Go.
All right. Well, I think that it's a cause for concern, maybe a little bit, but he's still going to be out there. He's still going to play, and he's got maybe 2 more strikes before it's really a big problem, and they'll probably happen. Boom!
I love you, Josh Gordon. I want to buy your jersey so bad. Don't be a fuck up.
And
Oh, and this just in. Fuck you, Lonnie Chisenhall.
yeah, little jumping the gun.
Ready to
Jumping
go?
the gun.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's
I
time.
got sidetracked.
Deal. It's time.
It's time.
Is it time?
It's time.
Is not right now time.
It's time to raise our beers.
It's time.
This is it.
Let's do it. Because you know why?
This beer.
How much time we have left?
We have a very small amount of
Very
time left.
small.
Can you feel the
And
gravitas
this,
of this
my
moment?
beer does not want to be on the table anymore.
It needs to be
No.
In
risen.
fact, I have to kind of just hold it.
Support, man. Helping you. Okay, we have a very small amount of time left. We are going to use that to beat somebody up verbally by raising our beer, dumping it out, or maybe praise somebody, show some love somewhere, something. It can be
Maybe.
politics, it can be anything. And with these guys, you just don't know what you're going to get.
You never
17
know.
different ones from him, some political rant from him, and me, I'll probably just talk about something because I just thought of it right now. So let's
Yeah.
start off with Brett Finnegan to my right.
Ooh, I have 2 today.
Told you.
Yeah. First one goes. This is gonna. I think you probably saw this one coming.
I saw it.
You saw it coming to Supreme Court for banning DOMA for equal human rights. Big step to equality for all. That's to you. Second of all, to the Stanley Cup. Granted, it wasn't the Bruins that won. It was the Blackhawks, but it was the best Stanley Cup Finals I've seen in years, and for 2 of the original 6 teams to be in the Stanley Cup Finals, which hasn't happened in I think 30 years, something like that, shows you what the original 6 can do, and I hope it happens again next year between 2 original 6 teams. Also to Patrice Bergeron, who plays for the Boston Bruins, playing with 2 cracked ribs, a pulled muscle all the way through the final. So here's to you, to the Chicago Blackhawks. Great series. Here's to you.
Doma.
Just raising your beer to Doma?
No, I was drinking with Brett.
Gotcha,
Which you did
okay.
not do.
Yeah.
I did
Which
not.
makes me wonder about how you really feel about gay marriage.
It's not about gay marriage. It's about actually making it so that one state can make a law, and it doesn't have to be forced upon another state. It's about states'
Right.
rights. But see, that's more
It's
complicated
a
than just
loophole. It's a habeas corpus.
right now. California gets to decide what the marriage law is for all of the states, and that, of course, is wrong. And
It's wrong.
It is wrong, and there will be more that will happen with this. This isn't over yet, I'm sure. And that was a bipartisan bill.
But it was a giant leap for them.
Bipartisan bill signed into law
One
by
small
Bill
step
Clinton.
for
So It wasn't about a bunch of haters.
I bit my tongue.
Yeah,
for
who you
Brett.
got? Who you
For
got,
Brett.
Dale?
For Brett.
What do you got,
Who you
Dale?
got?
I'm gonna raise our beer to the newest member of the Cavaliers, Anthony Bennett. I don't know who the fuck you are, dude, but I'm praying to God Chris Grant knows what he's doing, and I hope to see you progress and look forward to many successful years in the wine and golds. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Lena. Lena was a friend of mine who was nice enough to hook the GDB crew up with those 4 tickets.
Yeah.
And we sat, we could taste the dirt because we were first
can.
row on the third baseline, and we
That was awesome.
We were
Dale
treated
could literally
to,
bitch slap Lonnie Chisenhall.
I did.
He did verbally.
I made Lonnie Chisenhall cry. He questioned his career. That's how hard I was on him.
He did think about suicide.
And I ran into an old friend, so nice.